Okay, give him another round of applause for doing that so quickly. All right, well, welcome to the Grammy Museum, everybody. My name is Michael Sticka, and I'm the executive director of the museum. Thank you. You should save that applause because there's much better guys coming on stage. So listen, welcome to everybody here tonight, and actually everybody that's tuning in on People's live stream. So let's give them a hand as well. So the Grammy Museum is thrilled to be opening our new exhibit, Backstreet Boys: The Experience. How many of you saw it out there? So it actually opens to the public on Wednesday, April 10th. So you saw it before everybody else. I think some of you even saw it maybe before or right after the band saw it. So it's amazing, and I want to give a shout out to our amazing curatorial team led by Nick Vega. So they did a fantastic job. Also, I want to thank our sponsor for underwriting the exhibit, Blue Shield of California. So they deserve a huge round of applause for doing this. You know, tonight was a benefit, and it actually benefits all of our museum education programs. So part of our mission here at the Grammy Museum is to, fill the gap of music education. So we're very proud to do that, and we're very happy that the Backstreet Boys came tonight and provided this experience for you so that we can pass this on to students throughout Los Angeles. So you all deserve a round of applause as well for doing that. And our host tonight, I want to thank him, Jojo Wright from Kiss FM Los Angeles. Yeah. We just met for the first time upstairs. He's fantastic, so this is going to be great. And he's the host of the National iHeartRadio Countdown Countdown. So how many have listened to that before? So let's thank Jojo for moderating tonight. Yeah. And then last but not least, I want to thank the one and only Backstreet Boys for their incredible team. They warned me about that. We're honored to have you guys here this evening, and we couldn't be more excited to celebrate your impact on music and the impact that you've had on your fans. And so thank you for providing this one-of-a-kind of experience for all of our visitors here at the Grammy Museum. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Jojo Wright.
Is this my mic? I don't know. Let's do it. All right. I get to interview the Backstreet Boys again? Oh, man. Are you guys ready for some Backstreet Boys love tonight? This is so exciting. Let me put my notes down. I'm a big note freak. I carry my notes everywhere. These guys, when they sent me a couple of texts, said, hey, would you be interested in hosting this thing? It was a real honor. I've known the guys for so long, and you'll see some of these pics, like that one right there. That was from the Black and Blue Jet years ago. That's from the iHeart Theater. They just did that one probably like 6 months ago. We'll go through these pics in a couple of moments. But I've known these guys for so long. They're the best guys ever. Who you think they are is who they are. They're just wonderful guys, not to mention talented, successful. Let's just bring these guys up. Backstreet Boys. Boom! That's AJ's shoe closet right there. I did. What's up, Nick? What's up, Kev? You good, man? Look at that, Kevin.
You realize,
shaved his hair off.
Jojo.
Jojo on the radio.
Jojo. You
Jojo on the radio.
realize after 26 years, we need a moderator to keep,
This whole circus in check.
Keep us in line.
Everything is moderation. Look at those photos.
Look at these. These were taken at the iHeart Kiss LA
That's your first
studios.
tattoo.
That was I was
First
showing
tattoo?
my tats to them. I don't know why you would want to see my tats when AJ has 100. But
Well, no, because you and I still have not
we
gone.
haven't.
We have to do this. This year, it has to happen.
Well, I've done. I just so happen to have a tattoo artist coming up on stage. I'm kidding.
Wait. So hold on. Well, I thought the bet was that you were going to get AJ tattooed on you, and then you were going to get JoJo tattooed on you, right? Was that what it was supposed to be?
But what's the bet, though?
I don't know.
I just thought that
You don't just do it just to do it. Like,
It's got to be a reason. I get it,
I should have said after 26 years, if the DNA album goes to #1, you have to get my name tattooed on you.
Which it did go number 1.
So, but brand new bet. We'll
All right,
think of it.
we'll figure something out.
We'll think of something.
Clearly, these guys, they're insane, as you can tell. And by the way, we'll go through all these pics. These pics are just addicting. I sent them a bunch of pics of mine, and goodness gracious.
That was a really good night, bro.
That was AJ's surprise
my
birthday
40th
party.
birthday party.
And that's iHeart Theater over there doing some fun stuff over there. That's just before you guys got the
20th
star on the Walk of
anniversary.
Fame right there.
Yeah,
The party.
20th
is-
anniversary party.
Airplane. That's the airplane.
Look at you.
Look at that. I should
Wow,
have
JoJo.
been in Backstreet
Wow.
Boys.
Whoa!
Look at Nick going at me right there. I'm not sure
Sorry
what
about
happened
that.
there.
Is that Nick or Aaron Carter? Who is that?
And this
That's the
pick right here,
airplane.
we got to talk about this pick in a second, playing video games on the plane, because, all right, here we
That
go.
was
AJ.
Xbox.
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
you and I were in rare form on that
Oh,
plane.
man.
Actually, that was Sega Genesis.
No, it wasn't.
We've had this conversation.
It was Mario Kart. We were playing Mario
What
Kart
was
like
it?
crazy.
No, but I'm talking about the
Kids.
game system. It was Sega
No, it was
Genesis.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah, he's
I
right.
beg to differ.
Kids. Oh, he said kids.
Are we having a debate?
Yeah, before we taped the iHeart Countdown a couple of weeks back, Nick said, "What? I saw you post the pic, JoJo. What game system was it?" And after that was about a 30-minute conversation of, we don't know. It wasn't PlayStation. It wasn't a PS4. It wasn't a PS1. It was. I don't know what it was, but
It was Nintendo 64. I'm pretty sure.
you sure?
Because we were playing Mario Kart on that plane.
okay.
It was
We were
Sega
playing Mario Kart.
Genesis.
Well,
You know what? If the picture comes back up, do you see a controller? Because I could tell.
all right.
I
We'll
was
see what
looking at
happens.
the
Hey, next time
controller,
it comes
that's
back
what
up,
made
keep
me
your
think.
eyes there and let us know.
I'm
Okay,
sure this is
That's
what
all
you
the time
guys.
we have for the interview.
And that's
all
the
time.
end of the interview. Thank
All right,
you.
great.
Thank you.
This is what
We
you guys
solved the
came to see.
mystery.
They came to see us argue about what video game controller it was. Hey guys, since the exhibit here kind of goes full circle with Backstreet Boys, I want to take this interview from a full circle perspective. So when I say, what is your Backstreet Boys' first memory, whether it be just an audition invite, whether it be your first performance at SeaWorld, I think it was. What's the first
my
thing?
I think my first memory had to be. We were doing an interview today, and it was meeting AJ for the first time at an audition where Lou was there, Donna Wright was there, and it was a call, and it was like a blue paper, I think it was. It was like a blue sheet, and it was the first time when I met AJ, and AJ was choreographing.
It's kind of like
He was
oh
not
my
a
God, we're
choreographer.
back again.
He was not a choreographer. I don't know how he got that title.
He needed
anyway,
a manager
but
woman.
Well, because I was the original. 1992 is when I met Lou. So I was the OG original Backstreet Boy a year before. So I helped.
OG Bone.
Thank you. Just makes me feel older. No, but I helped. Like when you came to the audition, you had to bring a song and some kind of a dance routine to show that you could dance. If you didn't have a dance routine prepared, I had like a little 8 count prepared. And that's what I
and
showed
put it on me.
whatever
I don't,
that was.
Did I do okay? I
You
don't
did
remember.
great. He didn't need one.
made
He
it.
had his.
You made it, buddy.
I made it.
I had 2 auditions.
But it was funny
First one AJ
because
wasn't at.
we had a song that was chosen for. It's a 64. I told you guys.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da.
I
Past
told you.
that now.
Long story short, as it can be.
I still think it's a
Oh my God, this is crazy.
So did we answer that question?
No,
yet?
because I'm not done yet. Hold
Okay.
on. So what I'm saying.
And it's still going.
I don't remember. I was a horrible dancer, and I don't think I got it at all. And I just was like, I was 12 and a half, 13 when I met you, and I had this song prepared. And I had Richard Marx, Take This Heart. That was the song that I danced and sang to, and I was so nervous. I didn't think I got it.
Do you remember the choreography? Could you do it right there?
AJ,
No.
go ahead, AJ.
AJ
I don't even.
AJ might.
Go ahead, AJ. Show it.
I don't even know where I was yesterday, let alone what I taught 27 years ago. No, I have no idea. It was something really cheeseball. He had a full dance routine prepared.
Of course, how he did. He was.
Oh yes, he
was
did.
legit.
He
that's
was
how
pulling out like this move.
Oh,
Oh, he was.
There's a video of it somewhere.
There is.
That's how we do it. You know how we
hey, was there ever another name
Wait,
besides
this is how we do it? What
Yeah.
now? Yeah.
Kevin?
It was out before it was out. In my own head.
Do you guys recall this at all, or was this just this thing? Do you guys recall this?
No, because we didn't.
No.
So there was
wasn't there.
There were 5 Backstreet Boys before Brian and I ever got involved, and 2 of the guys didn't work out, and so I replaced one guy because just through word of mouth, and a friend of a friend told me that there's a guy in Orlando that he's a very wealthy entrepreneur. He's got this record label he's starting, production company. We've got a singing group. They're looking to replace one guy. I think you would be perfect for it. And so I sent in my headshot resume, had a meeting with Lou at a pizzeria, and then he showed me photos of them and played their demos. And then I joined the group for a while, and there was another guy that was my same age. I was 21 at the time. He was 21. He's like, man, this one day home on the way home from rehearsal, Sam. We were Phoenix. His name's Phoenix Stone.
Phoenix Stone.
But we were on our way home from rehearsal. He's like, man, I don't think this group's gonna go anywhere. I'm quitting. He's like, I'm done. He's like, are you gonna? You wanna? He's like, I don't know. Let's go to Nashville or something. He's like, I don't think this is going anywhere. I'm like, I want to stick around and give it a try.
You imagine that
So
guy?
we looked all over Orlando, all in Miami, and we even reached out to some folks in Nashville, and we couldn't find anybody to fill his spot. And then I was like, well, I got a cousin in Kentucky that can sing. We grew up singing together. The only thing is he's still in school. I don't know if his parents would be okay with him coming, leaving Kentucky. And
They weren't.
And coming. So then Brian joined the group, and so we didn't audition like Howie and AJ and Nick did from an ad in a theater newspaper, but we did it through just destiny, I think, is how we ended up together.
True. This is very true. So my first Backstreet Boy memory was meeting these guys at what they called the band house. Okay?
Sounds legit.
The band, okay? So this is where the Backstreet Boys started.
We were living there.
Listen, the Backstreet Boys started in a place called the Band House. I met these guys. Kevin took me there. We drove there. I met Howie and AJ and Nick for the very first time and their family. We went in the garage where they had these like misplaced mirrors on the wall and linoleum on the concrete floor. And that's the start of the Backstreet Boys.
And there you go. Howie, anything to add to that? Or
What day was it, Brian?
This was April 20th, 1993. If
No
you're wondering.
kidding.
It was about 7:15 in the evening.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow, no
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
It was a Wednesday.
No, I'm sorry. It was about 4:15 in the evening.
The sun was setting over the plains.
Yes,
We
it
could
was.
look at the Farmer's Almanac and see where the sun was.
The humidity was 87% that day.
And it was hot in Florida. I was
See
like,
if the
my
crops
God,
were any
this
good
is
that
different
year.
from
Yes.
Kentucky.
Was there ever Backstreet Boys is the only name you guys ever were ever going to go by? Was there any other names ever tossed around?
I never got a chance to.
Backstreet
To-
Boys. That was the name.
That was
Were there
it.
any other names tossed around?
No, I
that
don't
was
think
the
so.
name that was already like they
So-
had their own. Lou had already created a hand-drawn logo. Which
My
is the
mom
old
actually
school
did
logo.
that. My
Your
mom
did
was,
that?
yeah, she did the original
Because his
one.
mother
Yeah.
was an artist, and
Yeah.
that's where he gets his
And that's where she
drawing
did the
from.
first one.
But he already had a logo. He already had the name. Because I was like, Backstreet Boys. I don't know about that. But it was already trademarked, and they were already in the group.
All
and-
right.
Yes, because clearly we look like we're from the back streets.
Of course.
Clearly.
So vicious.
But it's actually a
Never
flea
been in a
market.
fight in my life.
And what have you guys
Well,
ever?
except with me and
Except
Howie.
with you
I gotta
and-
be
and
honest.
Nick,
I gotta
yeah.
come clean with
What's
this
that,
Backstreet Boy name thing, okay?
Okay.
We have said over the years that it was from the Backstreet Market. I don't know if that's entirely
It
true,
was.
guys.
Well, there was a
Well,
Backstreet
I don't
Market.
know. I really don't.
There
was a
was
Backstreet Market.
legitimately.
There
a
was.
Backstreet
That's where Lou said
We had
people
no
would go
idea
hang
about
out.
that till after.
Yeah.
It was a flea market.
No, we weren't named after a flea market.
No, we
just
weren't.
thought it was a cool name.
It was a flea
Yeah.
market.
Basically,
Come on.
that's
I
what
used
Lou told us. We were
Yeah.
named
No,
after
it's
the
like
damn flea
The
market.
Beastie Boys, the Beach Boys, the Backstreet Boys.
You guys,
Yes.
you guys are crushing
cool,
my
cooler
dreams.
flea market.
It
You
rolls
guys are
off the
crushing my
tongue.
dreams.
No. Yes. Cool, cooler
every
flea
weekend.
market. It
You like
doesn't
vintage
flow.
clothing.
I do,
That's
but
where we used
not
to
like
shop.
that. No, it,
This is
look,
going straight to hell. It's going
no.
straight to hell.
It was explained to us that the Backstreet
be
Market
quiet.
was a place on the weekends that kids would go hang out when it was closed and all
Freaking-
that kind
no,
of stuff.
no.
I was there every weekend.
Were you?
That's
You're
a
story
story
nice
you
flea
made
market.
up afterwards.
Singing
That's
This Is
what
How
I'm
We Do It.
Oh man.
Stop saying that.
How many of you guys knew that they were named after a flea market? Did you? All right. There's that. Hey, AJ, tell me
was
real
me
quick. Tell me real quick about the the Ryan Gosling story. How you?
So I used to live in a apartment complex called Polo South. It was in Kissimmee, Florida, where I went to high school, and there was a racquetball court and a basketball court that was right in the center of the entire complex. And Britney Spears was living in there. Gosling was living in there because they were all doing the Mickey Mouse Club. So a lot of the actors were all living in there, being flown in from different places, wherever they were, born and raised. But I used to see Ryan on the basketball court like almost every afternoon, like religiously. We became friends, and I just kept talking to him about, so there's this group that I just joined, and it's going to be big. It's going to be like
Named after a flea market?
You were talking to him about it, or you were bragging about it?
No, well, I was excited.
bragging.
And I even let him see, because we had a poster. It was that original poster, which was not very flattering, of us with the tree, like the old color, that color picture.
And Howie's leg was up
legs
here.
up like above his ear. Kevin is wearing like a cut-off flannel shirt.
I created boy
I don't know
band.
how he got it up that
So
high.
I had that
can't get it up
picture
that
up
high
hanging
anymore.
up in my bedroom, and he saw it, and he's like, "No, man, this is never gonna go anywhere. Don't hold your breath." Cut to 26 years later, he was wrong.
All right.
He was wrong. But so somehow it got misconstrued that he tried to get into the group and didn't. which
Because you
never
said it
happened.
in an
Because
interview.
you said it.
He never auditioned. I never said that.
You elaborated.
And they took what I said
expounded
and
on
they-
the truth
and
in
they-
an interview,
well,
and now it's legend.
This is my point with the flea market crap.
It is
That's
legend.
my-
I
that's my
didn't.
point.
I didn't do the flea market. That was Lou. That was Lou. I am not the flea market.
Oh my God.
So all you have to do is ask one question, and we'll just go.
Yeah,
Have you noticed
My
that?
goodness.
We'll just go.
it's true.
Hey, what was the first song you ever heard on the radio, and where were you at? All that.
I was in Brian's car leaving rehearsal.
This is not true, AJ.
Yes, it was.
Once again,
You
not true.
heard it on the radio.
Listen, listen. Let me back up, okay? It's partially true. Let me say it's partially true, okay? That was "We've Got It Going On," which was the very first song that came out. It reached 69 on the dance charts here
In the US.
America. In the U.S., it blew up in Germany. So
Yep.
we just considered ourselves
Packed our
like
bags
foreign
and left.
exchange students, and we left for Germany. So this guy, there's some truth. There was a song called "Got to Be There."
Yes. And
Okay, I'm gonna finish the story.
Don't elaborate.
Got to Be There was a Michael Jackson and Jackson 5, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jackson 5.
I'm just making sure that I'm telling the story correctly. So we were in a van outside of rehearsal hall in Kissimmee, Florida.
Well, before you get into it.
Don't elaborate,
Before,
don't
no,
elaborate.
No,
Oh, he
no,
couldn't
no,
do it.
No, because I wanted to go a little further back. Because we used to record. We were recording songs before we had a record label at Johnny's house in a closet. You remember?
Yep.
And that was one of the songs.
Cover
Oh.
songs.
That didn't sound too good.
Got to be there. I'm just
Got
saying.
to
Like, you remember?
We were
This is
in the
true.
closet.
This is true.
We were recording in the closet.
But he has more questions to ask, so I was trying to answer it really fast. Okay? So there's a song called "Got to Be There," which Nick was a little kid at the time, okay? So he slayed it. He killed "Got to Be There Before Puberty in the Morning." He killed it. So this guy calls in. It's a "Make It or Break It" on the radio station.
Tampa
And
Bay
this-
Station.
and this
Was
guy-
it Bubba the Love Sponge?
No.
No, it's actually in Orlando. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It was in Orlando. We were done
in
with
Orlando.
rehearsals.
Yes, we were finishing up. So there's this brand new group called Backstreet Boys. This is called "Got to Be There." Check it out. Make it or break it. Call in. Da 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 da. That's when they
You know
did
how
that.
to make it or
right,
break it
JoJo?
things happen,
Yeah,
right?
I've done plenty of those.
Back
Yeah.
in the day when
Yeah,
they
you've
did
broken
that,
us a
right?
couple times, haven't you, JoJo?
Oh yeah.
So this
Call now for all the all
so
that
this
fun
guy
stuff.
calls in and he goes, "Man, can I just say, do you have a hammer?"
Does anybody have a hammer?
That's what
That's
he said.
the first time we heard ourselves on the radio.
So we thought we were a success.
The first time you heard it was when the guy said,
Yes.
do you have a hammer?
Do you have
Yeah.
a hammer?
Man,
Yes,
that's not
to shatter it.
Ouch.
Yeah.
They
Just
shattered a Backstreet record.
I bet I know who that was. That was that guy Sam that quit the band a while back.
Might have been.
Whoa!
Might have been
Whoa!
That's what's up.
Conspiracy.
True. Oh
be,
my
who
God.
knows?
Hey, another thing as we kind of inch forward in time here. The I Want It That Way. Everybody loves this song. Everybody, even if you're not familiar with any pop song ever, you know this song. But I love the story. I don't know who wants to tell it. The original, because it's not the version we play is not the original version. Or no,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
no,
Yes,
you
it
changed
is.
it. You
There's-
changed.
Yes. There is
A little
two
confusing,
Give me that
versions.
but you
story.
were
Give me that
right.
story. Yeah.
There is two versions, yes. There's the original, which is the one that everyone knows and loves, the one that is still here, about to celebrate 20 years on the 12th.
Tell me why.
And then
No, that's not
the record label felt that the song was a little bit confusing. It didn't make much sense, so they asked Max to go back in and rewrite some of the lyrics.
With,
No more lies.
With who? Mutt, right?
With Mutt Lange.
With
Yeah.
Mutt Lange. And it was subtle word changes, but it actually did make more sense. But it just didn't
feel right.
It just didn't have that original feeling.
And what were the lyrics, Brian?
No more lies.
No goodbye.
No goodbyes. It's like, stop changing all my favorite lyrics.
But the best
So
version,
we outvoted it. We didn't like it, and we kept the original.
It's
and
a great.
it became.
Clearly, you guys made the right choice.
but the best version is actually Howard Stern's "Get KY." That is the best version of our song
Hello.
out there.
How's that one go?
Get KY.
You haven't heard that one
Weird
yet?
Al did one as well.
I want it sideways. Get KY.
And then that one finishes. Which Backstreet Boy is gay?
That's
Wait,
the best version.
they're all gay. Yeah.
'Cause we're happy people.
So
Thank you, Howard
him.
Stern.
So no, Howard
you,
is
Howard
actually
Stern.
Howard's a true fan. So as a thank you, we brought him a big box of KY jelly to the interview
was
that
mine,
day
yeah.
Oh, that's
to say
beautiful.
thank you.
With a
Yes.
bunch of signed Backstreet
Okay,
Boy
next
posters.
question. Thanks.
That is a beautiful thing.
Let's slide right into the next
Oh
question.
man. Oh.
Oh, hey, hey.
There you go. Oh.
Yeah. Security.
Oh my God.
Security. Where's security?
There are my children here.
Oh God.
Your kids left. They're on their home.
My daughter's gonna be like, what did you? What? I'm like, she's over there. Like, oh God. Hey, before I want to get to the whole jet thing. By the way, that's my daughter with AJ in his shoe closet right there. So go figure. But before I get to the jet, because I basically, I think maybe I met you a couple of times before the jet experience, but the jet is where I really got to know you guys. But you brought up Lou a couple of times, and of course the Boy Band Con movie is out right now. Were you out of Lou's contract before the jet or after the jet?
We were
Because
out of it.
We're out of it already, yeah.
Thank God, right? Because I hear that thing was not pretty.
That's why what we wrote Black and Blue, or we titled the album after Black and Blue, really was about Lou.
About breaking free.
Breaking free, yeah.
And was he really written in as the sixth member in a way on the contract?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
we've been asked about this a lot, especially lately because
The
because
show.
the other documentary came the what's it called?
Boy Band
The
Con.
came out, which I've seen and it's really good. Lance did a great job with that, and AJ volunteered from our group to speak kind of on our behalf in that film. But a little plug here: we have our own documentary called "Show 'Em What You're Made Of," which you can see on Apple Music and. You can get it on Amazon, and where we extensively talk about Lou and each of our personal feelings about Lou. But yes, we were free of his contract by then. But just a quick synopsis of it. We ended up, the reason we separated from him was because we found out, and Brian was a catalyst in this, that he was breaching his fiduciary duty as a manager. He was our manager. Then at the same time, he owned a production company that we were signed to. So he was getting a management commission. We were recouping him all of his production expenses and costs. He was also a 1/6 member of the Backstreet Boys, so he made 1/6 of everything we made. Plus he got a 4-point override from the record label. That's 4% on every album that we sold. And I'm missing one. What am I
Well, when
missing?
you add it all up, Kevin, he was taking 78% of our income.
Oh, and he also owned the name. So, yeah, so he's taking.
just do the math.
So he was just basically being very greedy, right? And when the curtain was pulled back, he was like a father figure to all of us. When the curtain was pulled back and we saw, it hurt our feelings, it broke our hearts. It was a rude awakening to, okay, this is a music business and we better get our ducks in a row. And so we all rallied together. Ironically, we were just finally breaking in the United States. Around 96, 97 is when this legal battle started happening. And we were on a promotional tour and we were touring at the same time. And he had threatened to do a cease and desist because he owned the name. So he's like, I'll take the name away from you because I own it. he locked all of our equipment up, our touring equipment, our guitars, our keyboards, our bands, our drums, all of our lighting rigs, our whole set for our tour. He locked it in a warehouse and said, I will keep this because technically I own it. So it was a tumultuous time in our lives, and we all bonded together and said, are we going to do this? Are we going to fight this? Are we going to make this happen? We're going to stand up. And we did, but we ended up reaching a settlement out of court because if we would have gone to court, it could have taken 2 years to 3, who knows how long, and that would have we may not have broken in the United States. We're just starting to break, so we didn't want to take the risk of being in court for 3 years, so we settled with him out of court. And so then we did the Millennium album. A part of the settlement was that he was going to continue to make some money. Part of the settlement was he was going to continue to make some money from us moving forward for a extended period of time, and then on a decreasing scale. But at a certain point, it made us sick knowing that he was still making money off of us. So then we reached another agreement where we all agreed to spend our own money to buy him out forever, so he would never be a part of our lives anymore. And that was right before the Black and Blue album dropped. That was
Wow.
a long story, but that's the answer. And so it's a bittersweet memory of him because without him, we would not have met, right?
This is true.
So we
But you also-
acknowledge that and appreciate that.
But you also have to invest in what is.
So it's
And
a bittersweet
At the end
memory.
of the day, I used to tell these guys all the time, like when you buy a ticket to the Backstreet Boys concert, there's no other name on there.
Featuring Lou Pearlman was not on the ticket.
That does not exist, okay? And that's important that you bring that up because it doesn't exist. Because the hard work and effort of the traveling and being away, now when you catapult us into the future and we're away from our families and we're working hard. We bust our asses, JoJo. You know this, okay?
Yep,
and
100%.
the fans know this. This is not easy. It's not an easy job. So, thank you for that round of applause. No, but it's symbolic because you have to invest in anything that's successful. You have to invest in yourself, and we invested in us 5 as the bond, as the journey, as the accomplishment to push all the things aside and steer clear and see the same goal. And this is why we're here today.
Unfortunately, we had amnesia because we forgot Backstreet Boys is just a flea market. So we should have just given the name back and just started a new
Damn, I
name.
was trying to be
Would've
so
been a lot
like
less-
perfect.
So that tied
cheaper.
that put the button on it.
Thanks,
Good job, Howie. You're good at that.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
I charge
Howie,
25
because that's how you do it. I know. That's how you do it.
That's how he does
Yeah,
it.
that's how you do it.
I'll be opening up with my comedy act after this words.
That's a
25
Justin
cents.
Timberlake song.
And-
Amnesia. Sorry.
Ooh, just wrote a song. And that's why there's no Lou Pearlman tribute at the Grammy Museum Backstreet Experience. So in case you were curious, that's why.
That's why we're here.
By the way, he actually, back in the day, he approached me. He wanted to bring Top of the Pops, the UK show. He wanted to bring that to the US. And I was talking to him about hosting that. So I flew to Vegas with Lou Pearlman once, and he was big dinner, and money was flying everywhere. Then I realized that, man, I've heard the stories. And luckily, it didn't progress past that. But I've heard these stories thinking, what if I would have signed something, and what if that would have,
You know what's interesting is you think about that, life in that way. But then when you look at where you're at right now and then where we are right now, 26 years later, and all of our fans out here, I mean, things happen for a reason,
True.
And we're here, and we're just grateful to be here. That's all I can say. I mean, that's
good point.
important to think.
All right. On to where I first met these guys. Speaking of, the Black and Blue album, The Jet. We need to hear some Jet stories because describe for people who don't know this story, and I'm sure everybody does, but perhaps somebody watching perhaps hasn't heard the story, which, by the way, I should point out, Howie told me a couple of months back, he said, since you're the 6th Backstreet Boy, JoJo, you need to chip in on this jet because it's so expensive, you're still paying
Still
for it.
unrecouped from that job.
Walk me through this jet, the whole thing, and kind of tell a little overview of just the chaos and beauty and the madness of this experience.
Well,
we
this is-
wanted. Let's go. No, you go. I talked extensively already. Go.
This was actually, what was it, 2001 when this album came out. This is like literally at the height of our career after Millennium album. So for us at that time, and every artist I think around that time, it was always like, okay, what can we do next? For the stage productions, for recording of records, for promoting a record. And so us, along with our management, had this crazy idea to do 100 hours around the world and hit 6 continents. And we decided to take some fans. Actually, no, it was
wild.
press and media with us, and to the different continents. And we were lucky to have you with us. And but it was a crazy idea. We actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the plane was like a sultan of I don't know if it was Brunei or somebody's plane. Somebody's plane, and it actually had green on it, but they did a little Backstreet like overlay on the like on the side of the plane.
They wrapped it.
Yeah.
We wrapped a 737
Yes.
back
That's right,
in
you
2000.
Yes.
We also had 2 ex-Air Force One pilots, which was pretty cool.
I recall sitting in the cockpit and he was telling us the story. I said, "What's the craziest thing you've had to experience as a pilot?" And I think he said when he was shot down over Vietnam, something like that.
man.
I don't know how that story. Clearly, he made it.
Are
because
you
he
sure
did.
that it wasn't when he let me fly the plane?
Which
he
I'm
did.
getting to because we're sitting there at one point and we
bad
hear,
idea.
"This is your Captain AJ speaking," and something, and I thought, "There's no way he's going to fly this plane because
After 10 shots.
after." Which another we should get
after
to that
quite
too.
a few shots of Jack Daniels.
But the plane, we're in the plane, and you feel the plane go, ring. And I'm like, and I'm not the best flyer, I'm okay, but when it went, huh, oh my God, he's really flying this plane.
Oh my God.
So there's that. Then of course, back in the wild days, AJ had this crazy drinking story where he held his hands behind his back. If you want to know the behind the scenes.
Yes.
And I don't know what that game was, but it didn't end up well for me.
I made it up basically. You would hold up whatever like denomination, like I have 5, and you would guess if you got it wrong. However many that you got wrong is how many seconds that you had to shoot out of the bottle of Jack. Now you could do it the nice way and go 1, 2, 3, or you can do 1, 2. Needless to say, within like 15 minutes, JoJo and I were about 5 sheets to the wind.
I just this is what-
30,000 feet up.
flying on a plane, we're swaying anyway. But
This is what I remember about the plane. I remember there being the biggest bed in the back. I mean, this thing was huge. No, it was one bed, and I think we were like kind of like sharing and stuff. We were all sleeping next to each other. But I remember
All 5 of us.
There's
I
a
was
photo
so-
of you
I
4
was-
in there asleep,
were.
and I took the picture.
we were so into this like this plane trip. I was like trying to make it like every time we would land. We landed in Africa. I was playing Toto's Africa as we were coming in. I put the music on. Then we took off. And
Australia,
then
you
Australia,
played Men
I
at
was like
Work?
land down under. I was coming down with the friggin'.
It's true.
And every time we would land, I would play a different theme song.
I do have to say, I kind of feel bad looking back because we had these amazing like gourmet chefs that could make like amazing food, and yet there'd be one table that would have like steaks and fish and really nice salads, and then the other side was just McDonald's cheeseburgers laid out, double cheeseburgers, chicken nuggets, whatever. That was clearly my table.
We were really jet lagged.
that was a great time. At the end of the whole thing, I recall, when you if you take a cruise or whatever, and when you get back on ground, you feel like you're swaying a bit. Oh yeah. But I think I bumped into Howie, and you could. It was more than a feeling. You could see me swaying, and I was like, "Dude, are you having the same?" He's like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah.
It was strange.
Jet lag for a week after.
Because
that's
on
for
that
sure.
whole trip, we were in the air more than we were on the ground for the whole
crazy is
trip around the world. True. But it was really cool that, an idea that the 5 of us had with our management, we took it to the record label. They thought it was crazy, but we did something that had never been done before. And it was a great way to promote our album, which Millennium was the first album that was released at the same time all over the world, wasn't it? Or was it Black and Blue?
It was Millennium.
Okay, but finally we could release albums at the same time all around the world, and that was a heck of a way to do it. We began the journey in Stockholm, Sweden with the MTV Europe Music Awards, and then after that we went to Tokyo, I believe. Yep. And then
Yes.
from Tokyo to
Perth.
Perth to Cape Town.
To Cape
No,
Town.
or Rio.
No,
Cape Town.
Tokyo.
Cape Town. Tokyo. Listen, Stockholm, Sweden. I got it. Stockholm, Sweden to Tokyo. Tokyo to Perth.
No.
No, you went
to Bondi Beach. We were in Sydney.
You went to Sydney first and
Yes.
refueled in Perth.
Yes, we Were you there?
Jojo, take it. You got
Check
that.
it from
Come
here.
on,
You're the
let's
same
check it.
Backstreet Boy. You're allowed to
JoJo
talk.
probably remembers
Take
this
it
better
from
than
here.
all
You know
of
what?
us.
You know what was amazing about this is that we would pick up local radio and DJs
take them to the next
and take
country.
them to the next city, and then like check their butts commercial back, right? So they were like, "Wow, this is amazing." Then it was like, if everyone's boarding, please board. You know, then
Yeah.
you're like checking your stuff. He got to ride the whole way.
It was a blast though.
All the way back to New York
It was
City.
crazy. I recall, like normally in the planes they say, put your tray tables up and this and that. Man, we were in like one wheel on and one wheel off, and everybody was like, it was madness. It's
Oh,
like-
like we were doing
wheels up and
somersaults.
like,
One
we're
time we
playing
took off
games with
and
my-
I just stood up and I was like this.
Nick doing somersaults down the aisleway.
I was.
Oh,
we
dude.
weren't even strapped in, man. What's up?
oh man.
Oh, those were the
Seatbelt?
good old
What
days,
seatbelt?
you know.
We're still paying for that plane
I
right now.
bet we still are. I'll get you a check out, yeah.
We had
Hey,
to refinance our homes recently just to pay the recoupment on that.
to wrap the whole plane up, Black and Blue, man, it was worth it. That album was something else, was it not?
Thank you.
What I guess any final comments on Black and Blue before I move on to other chaos? Because show me the meaning. Oh man,
Can I say something real fast?
Sure, go for it.
And I'll keep it statistics because I'm a numbers guy. Okay, so we came out with Millennium. It was 1.1229 million copies the first week. Okay, Garth Brooks says he did it the first week, but he sold a double CD and he sold 500,000 copies. Okay,
got it.
okay. This is clinical music knowledge. Okay.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
okay, so this so this group called the Backstreet Boys came out with Millennium. We sold 1.129 million copies the first week, okay? Which a lot of you guys bought. I bought like 16,000 copies probably. Maybe more. So then we fast forward to No Strings Attached, this CD that came out. Hey, come on now.
Be nice.
Listen. So No Strings Attached.
Hey,
sold
by the
two-
way, the whole real quick, the whole theory or the whole concept of Backstreet versus NSYNC, you guys were all mad at. I went to Howie's birthday party and half of NSYNC was there, so it wasn't like there's
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
not
drama.
that's
I
never been
graduated
true.
with Chris Kirkpatrick.
Yeah,
We were in college
because
together.
there's no strings attached. people.
Oh, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
Go ahead, Brian.
So No Strings Attached comes out and sells like 2.4,
Yep.
2.2, something
Breaks the
like that.
record.
They
Yep.
they double. They're like, hey. And I'm like, okay. So when Black and Blue came out, that's when the philosophy of if you can sell a record, let's sell a record. Okay? So it became a worldwide thing. So there are statistic numbers anywhere from the first week from 5.5 to 7 million copies that first week with Black and Blue. Just saying. Sorry.
Wow.
Next question.
Thanks, Brian.
Oh my God.
Those were the good old days.
That was great.
Oh my
We're
God.
still paying for it, like Howie said.
Yeah.
You know what
A
though?
lot of strings attached.
If you really are still paying for it, that must have been some expensive plane.
It was
If that
$2
is-
million.
How
It was
many?
$2 million.
Oh, that was
I
one
thought it
day
was
for
4.
Black and Blue sales, right?
Those
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
That's still a pretty damn expensive plane.
I need a couple of I love the stories they've told me over the years, and one of the things that stuck in my head are these Backstreet Boys noticeable onstage mistakes. Oh man.
There's a whole lot of those.
Oh boy.
Did someone just say Howie?
Who?
Well, we can start with Howie. Howie, do I have we have until 8:50? Is that my cutoff point? 8:50?
Oh, we have to stop right now.
No, we don't. No, Howie, no.
It's 8:50.
I just want to make sure I time everything out right here. But what's the story? This is from the recent Vegas run where you cracked your leg. What's that story?
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah. That was behind the stage, though.
Yeah, that was backstage.
Oh, that's true. That's behind the stage, but still, yeah.
Yeah, I actually, we had this little quick change right before the very end of the show, thank God. It was the last number. I thought I had a little bit more time. I saw Kevin taking his time, getting dressed and everything. And for some reason, next thing I turned around and he was out the door, out the little dressing tent. And I was like, oh, I ran out and I literally, unfortunately, bumped into our wardrobe stylist, Tierney, who's out there helping us in our skivvies, put on our clothes and everything. And I actually tripped over her and fell into the back of this metal, I guess you would call it grig, or just the metal surrounding of the outer stage on this steps thing. And it punctured a hole in my kneecap. And luckily I caught my hand right in front of this metal bar, but my knee definitely got the best of it. And I ran up on stage, and we were, actually it was before we did Don't Go Breaking My Heart, that one set there, wherever we used to do that the steps there. I ran up, literally, to say a long story short, I remember just doing I Want It That Way as we're closer to the edge of everybody, and I'm like, blood is just dripping off my finger and my leg and stuff like that, and I remember girls going, ah! It's like, I'm trying to sing to them. Baby, don't more scared of me. I I didn't.
He said, I got mixed emotions.
But you have to understand is Howie, like, and you look over at him and his eyes are glassy and glossy, and he's not even looking at you. He's like,
Looking
he's
through
looking
you.
right through you, and you're like, whoa, something's really wrong.
Pure adrenaline. Pure
Oh
adrenaline.
my gosh! All right, I don't know if I heard the full story, but Kevin, you told me about the time that you're in the what do they call the riser at the beginning of the show, or maybe it wasn't the Vegas show, but it was one of your tours, and I guess you guys in these giant risers, and Kevin, you get stuck in one, right? What's that story? Because I know you were really mad when you were stuck up there.
No, wait. Well, you're getting a couple of stories mixed up, AJ. But the lifts. So do you remember our first tour when was it Mike Morin was our tour manager?
Yes.
And we didn't have the budget to go to a professional stage company and have our set built. So we got some welders and some counterweights, and we were trying to have lifts in the stage, right?
What could
Well, they
possibly
could
go
never
wrong?
get mine right with the counterweights. So we all raise up. So the concert in Orlando where there's a lot of silver in the trussing and there's a silver BSB on the stage, there's a DVD or VHS of it. That's the tour. But we came up. So I'll use my chair as a prop. We all came up and everybody came up above and their feet came up to here. I came up to here and stopped. And so I had to crawl out of the lift to get up on stage. It was embarrassing. And then on the Millennium Tour here at the Forum, you know, we flew in the opening. We rose up and we flew and landed on the stage. And then during quit playing games, we harnessed up and flew out over the audience.
Yep.
I got stuck over the audience for 2 songs, just hanging there.
So we're under the stage doing a quick change, and I'm looking around like, where's Kevin? And you can look through the crevice, and he just,
Hold on.
hey guys, how you doing?
But this was a trend.
And
man.
we're in
This
LA,
show-
right?
this is a
Everybody in
trend.
LA is jaded. They see all the shows. I'm like, oh, I can't believe we're in Los Angeles. I'm just dangling over everybody. I'm so mad right now.
But didn't you get stuck in the rafters at the award show as well?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, and the American Music
The American
Awards.
Music Awards.
The American Music Awards, was
You
it
should
me?
just-
Was
you
it the
should-
3 of us that came out of the
'cause
ceiling?
because we jumped over
We're
something.
coming out of the ceiling. We do this, film this video of the fans chasing us, and
Wasn't
then we're
that
supposed
Billboard?
to. And then we
Was it Billboard or
no,
American
it,
Music?
it was the American Music Awards. We come down out of the ceiling, and I come down slower than everybody else. AJ and Nick get to the deck, and they pop out of the things. Their things come right off, and they start doing the choreography with all the dancers. And I'm stuck, dangling about, I'm almost to the stage. I just can't get there. And then I finally get down, and I can't get my harness off. And what's weird is my wife danced in that performance with us. But I got to my mark late, and
He was a little pissed.
I was so mad.
Just a little.
Why do I love that so much?
television.
Well, just really quickly, another story about Kevin. The funny thing
Oh
is,
God!
well, but this happened to all of us, which is kind of consistent. So the Vegas residency, I don't know if you guys have seen the Vegas residency. So we had one show where Kevin is on stage left in the box that comes out, and it's like, Backstreet Boy, we come out and it's lights and lights up. So we get up to the top of these boxes, and we're all in these boxes, and we're about to be revealed. Well, the production just shuts down. We lose power, and we stop, and we're stuck up top.
Hanging,
So
dangling.
Kevin is on stage left, far away with nobody in front of him. I'm in the center in front of Howie. So it goes Kevin, Howie, me, AJ, Nick. No, Nick, right. AJ, Nick. That's right. Yeah, got it right. So sorry, I forgot the show. I was working on DNA. So Kevin is the only one that can see just like the side of the stage. So he can't see anybody behind him. So he thinks he's the only one.
And you'd had enough at this point. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He was.
I wish we
like-
could have seen his face. He was just like,
Well, and our production manager, I can see our production manager in the wings, and I'm like,
It was so awesome.
yeah,
for
I was-
real?
I was mad. But luckily, it was all of us that time.
Oh man. Well, they've all had something. I won't even get to the AJ ripping his pants story, if you know what I'm saying.
but I did recently fall through the stage in Las Vegas.
AJ and I are the followers.
Yeah. It was our 50th show, and normally I don't break choreography. I don't. Like I'll do freestyle, but then I will always come back to hit my mark. And this night,
Sometimes.
I broke choreography in a big way, which I will never do again. Lesson learned. And it was right before we did We Got It Going On, and all female dancers rise up, and then I didn't know that those lifts go back down, and they stay open. So I run up to mess with our dancer, Brooke, and I hear the music, so I'm like, I better hit my mark. Floor is gone. 12 feet, straight down, bounced off the riser onto the cement. I don't remember anything, but I felt so bad afterwards because Brooke saw me just laying there, classy. I didn't say a word, and she's crying. She's like, oh my God, he's dead. He's dead. So I try to get up, and my butt is in the most excruciating pain, and I'm like, I can't put pressure on it. Meanwhile, I can hear Nick going, where's AJ? I'm like, dude, sing my part.
Yeah, we're out there on the stage, and
Nick
we're like,
had to sing my rap.
and
Nick
AJ's
sang my
verse
part.
is coming up. We're
I had
like,
no idea where he went. He
Where is he?
disappeared.
It's moments like this that I will forever appreciate being in a group, because God forbid one of us goes down, we got 4 guys to back us up, and we can all do it. We all know each other's parts, harmonies, lyrics. So yeah,
Wow.
I still got something floating around here. I don't know what it is,
Oh my
but man,
God.
yeah,
he's got a bone chip in his hip.
yeah, it's definitely not.
It's called
not
a slip
fun.
disc.
It's not fun.
I guess it was worth it because, to my understanding, it was the fastest Vegas selling residency ever.
Yes.
So,
That's what we were told. Yes.
oh man. How much time are we going once again till 8:50? Is that my time?
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
We've
so
got so
I'm gonna,
many more
yeah, I'm
minutes.
stopping
It's
at
8:33,
There we go.
Jim.
Okay. Sorry about that. Hey, man, how did you meet your wives? 'Cause your wives, they're the lucky ones clearly, because how they got stuck with you knuckleheads, I don't know. But how does one go about meeting and marrying a Backstreet Boy? Wow, nobody wants to.
I'll go first. I met my wife. We've been together now for 10 years, married for 7.
Yeah.
She definitely deserves that with me. No, like, so she was a bartender waitress at, if anyone that lives here locally knows a place called Saddle Ranch. Really good food, by the way. And so I asked her out. I went in one day with a couple of my friends. I asked her out. She said, okay, we'll do dinner and a movie. She claims she did not know who I was. Apparently, she was more of an NSYNC fan.
Oh.
She liked them better. She liked them better as dancers, she said, not as singers. Then once she found out who I was, when we spoke on the phone later that day, I said, okay, you know what? I had a long night in the studio. How about we just do dinner and you can just come by my house and we can watch like a movie, whatever.
sounds like a line to me.
Honest to God, I just wanted to
Yeah.
watch a movie. She made up some cockamamie story, ended up dissing me. She never showed up. Cut to about a year later. I see her again. I ask her out again. I'm like, remember last time I asked you out? This whole thing just kind of fell apart, and I ended up dating some crazy person in between. So, yeah, I did. So I asked her out again, and she said, okay. And literally, March 22nd, 2009 was our very first date. It was the best, worst first date ever. We went to a Mexican restaurant called Camacho's, where the mariachi band played the entire evening. So it was like, what's your favorite food? I'll take care of the bill, thank you. And then we went and saw this atrocious horror movie, which was insanely graphic. But I walked her back to her car, gave her a kiss on the cheek, and something just happened. I don't know. It just felt different. And for months we just dated, and we just had fun. Never went to that next level. And I'm like, oh my God, did I lose my flair? Did I lose my what's going on with me? And then I talked to my mom, and she's like, no, honey, that's love. And I was like, oh, really? So sure enough, she was right. And now because of that, I have 2 beautiful girls and the most amazing wife in the world.
How about that?
Amazing.
Who wants to jump in? Give me some here, guys.
Why do you have to hog the whole question?
You hear how long that was?
I was just explaining.
Question for each of us, which we got enough time to
You got
answer
plenty
this
of time.
question.
Go for it, Kev.
Oh, you go, man.
I'll go.
I go.
Nick's like, give me that
He's like,
mic.
let's get it over with.
I go.
I'll make it a long story short. Shorter. I actually, my sister Angel before I met my wife, about a couple years before I met her, she was friends with my wife Lauren at the time, and she kept telling me, I really want you to meet this girl. Like, I really think that she's like perfect for you. She plays video games. She loves rock music, you know, and all this stuff. And we just kind of like never met each other. And then one time I moved back to L.A. from Franklin, from Nashville, and my brother was with me, and he's like, hey, I got this girl I want to hang out with, and she's got a friend that wants to come over too. And just do me a favor, just be my wingman, okay? Just be my wingman, okay? And I'm like, all right. And then so he brings this girl over, and we hang out for a little bit, and then I meet my at the time Lauren, who's now my wife, and I just remember just like being like wanting to put my arm around her and just wanting to be really, really close to her. And we sat there and we were like watching movies. We watched the movie Big for the first time. We were watching together, and we went out on my balcony at the time, and I looked up in the sky, and I saw, like, we were just looking at each other, and I saw these like shooting stars go in the sky, and I looked at her, and then we both looked at each other, and I'm like, this is it. This is like, I think this. And then I never wanted to leave her side ever since that moment, and I was in love with her ever since.
Wow.
And now. She is like everything to me, and I have a beautiful baby boy who's about to turn 3 April 19th, so I'm so in love still to this day.
Nice. Anybody else want to jump in? By the way, when are we going to get a Backstreet Boys offspring supergroup? Is that ever gonna? Because you got a superstar in the making here.
He's going solo.
He's solo. Man, no doubt. Me and Brian were talking about his son. You guys want to jump in on that, or should I just move on to another one? I want you to talk about your love there, Kev.
I went on the first date with my wife a year before I went on my first date with these guys.
Oh, nice.
So I've 27 years, my wife and I.
She's seen all the ups and downs. She's seen everything.
Seen it all. Yeah, so... yeah, it's a long, amazing, beautiful story. We worked together at Disney in Orlando, Florida. She was a dancer in like Beauty and the Beast. Everybody knows this. I was a Ninja Turtle.
You still are.
Is that the story? I bumped into Kevin and his family on the jet coming back from Vegas at one time, and you were telling me and my wife and my daughter Sophie about the story where you were in some outfit, whatever it was, maybe it was a Ninja Turtle outfit. And this kid kept bugging you. What's that story, real quick?
I was Leonardo at Disney MGM Studios in Orlando. We'd come out and we'd do a little martial arts dance show, and then we'd sign autographs and take pictures for a half an hour. Those were my first meet and greets. And so this one day it had rained, so we had to go inside the theater where they actually did the Mickey Mouse Club. And inside that theater in the lobby, we were doing a meet and greet and taking photos. And this little English kid, was like grabbing the back of my shell. And he was like, Leonardo, can I have a photograph, Leonardo? And so I got down on a knee and signed his little book and took a picture with him. And then I'm doing other people. And then it's like, Leonardo. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, Leonardo. And I'm like, yeah. And then he did, and this is going on for like 10 minutes. And then finally I just leaned over and put my mouth like right on his head. And you weren't allowed to speak. As a Disney employee, if you're a character, you're not allowed to speak. It's very strict rules. And I just went, wait. Like that, right over his head. And he was like, oh yeah. And he left me alone after that. So.
That kid's traumatized for the rest of his life.
He is traumatized. He's been in
Never
therapy for
see
30
a
years
turtle
now.
again, man.
Oh my God, Howie, let me go to you real quick.
Brian, you want to go?
Go for it, Howie.
How do you top
I'll make
that
mine quick.
last story?
All right. Well, let's just cut to the chase. I technically hired my wife. Along with these four other guys.
It's true.
Wow.
Along with these four other guys.
Howie,
We all hired
Howie, you and I hired her.
Actually, Kevin
We
and I
interviewed her.
That's right, we did. And I got the best
It's only
part.
getting weirder, dude.
This is, I think, actually, we had just done the Billboard Awards. back in what 2000.
Wait, he just said he hired his wife.
It's kind of
we
it is
did.
true. I did.
It'll
Please
make
go, I'm
sense
sorry.
here in a second.
Leonardo. Anyways, whew, got hot in here. Okay.
Was
So-
she the nanny of the kid going like, "Leonardo"?
So anyway, so we just done the Billboard Awards. I think it was like 2000. And the next day we were all in LA and we had a slew of meetings that our management had. It was picking out stuff for like the next tour, merchandise. It was like a long, like probably a good 5-6 hours. And so at the very end, they said, we just got one more thing that we'd like you guys to do. Is anybody willing to volunteer to stay back to interview this person we want to do for this website kind of idea? And so Kevin and I were willing to do it. And
Website content on tour, website content, someone to upload it, do all
Totally.
the content. Yeah.
And at the time, actually, I think none of us even knew exactly what the internet
Internet was a new thing.
It was, and we were actually, our management came up with us. We were pioneering this. Like, besides having just a website, we wanted to create something like a VIP experience for our fans. And so they said, we have this girl that went out that we'd like you guys to interview. And I just remember Kevin and I being there, and I'm like looking at her and going, I'm so exhausted. I'm so hungover. And I'm like, man, she's pretty, but I'm so tired. I'm like, she's good. She's cool, whatever. And next to know, I wasn't looking for anything serious. Neither was she. And then at the time, she came out on the road with us. And I just remember around that time, most of the guys were all like in relationships. And, you know, on the days off, a lot of them were like, you know, on either playing Nintendo, Nick was doing, or the other guys were like calling their girlfriends. And so I was the one that was always like, shit, let's go out to hang glide in Rio and on the Copacabana beach, and let's go to the pyramids and just do fun, cool, you know, like exploratory type stuff. And so needless to say, the website was basically a Howie D website for a whole year there.
He was the only one doing content.
So I was her boss. Now she's my boss, unfortunately. Things have switched.
Okay, I'll make
Hot
quick.
here all of a sudden. That's where it began.
I can
That's
see
how it
fans
started.
logging on like, are there any other members in this group? I guess not.
I'll make mine quick. 15th of June, we were cutting. We showed up on the video shoot. It was 4:15 a.m. West Coast time. Okay, I'm a numbers guy. I'll tell you. So 4:15 a.m. we show up. We're dressed, makeup for a shoot called the "As Long as You Love Me" video shoot. It was the 15th of June, 1997. I'm in the white van in the back because we're just all asleep. It's like 3:30 in the morning. We got picked up from the hotel, and we're all ass out in the van sleeping. And I look back, and there's all these headshots of these girls that are going to be in the video. So I get to the 6th and final headshot, and it says Leanne Wallace. And I was like, wow, I have to remember that name. She's dressed, it's a black and white photo, I'll never forget it. She's dressed in white with jeans, and she's leaning up against a brick wall. And I was like, that looks like my kind of girl. So we fast forward to about 9:45 in the morning. We fast forward to 9:45 in the morning, and she's not there. She's late. We're in makeup. We've been shooting all day. It seems like all day. It's morning. She shows up in these khaki pants and black tank top. And she's like, hi, my name's Leanne. And I said, I know. And so, yes, the rest is history. She's the most amazing woman I know, and it's been 23 years.
So,
Wow.
So technically, we all hired Brian's wife as well.
Yeah, we all hired Brian's
That's
wife.
true.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
That's crazy.
We went out.
I got a fan question. Face ID. There we go. All right. Real quick, one fan question that I want to work in. Crazy_Loca says,
What a great name.
yeah. She says, what would the 1993 Backstreet Boys think of all you've accomplished in the last 26 years? What would they even believe?
That's a really hard one.
Like hashtag.
Kind of bless you, AJ.
Thank you. Sorry.
What? I mean,
Yeah, they would be over the moon. I would be over the moon if I knew all this was going to happen.
Yeah, I would hope that we'd be proud of ourselves for standing the test of time and kind of going through all the ups and downs and goods and bads and the bumpy roads that we've been through, but yet here we are, almost 26 years later together still. So
Yeah, I
Been
mean,
crazy, man.
yeah, just
It is crazy.
sticking through it. You know, that's the hardest thing. 26 years is a long time. I mean, and so many things can happen, and it's easy, really easy for a group to just disband. It's extremely hard to stay together, and so I think that wow, that was incredible that what we've been able to do.
No doubt.
So-
No
This-
doubt.
Yeah, this is also, as we talk about our marriages and our wives, this is harder than a marriage. I will tell you that. Very much harder than a marriage.
He ain't
I,
lying.
you know,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I can imagine.
and it's our first marriage.
And yeah,
amongst- I mean,
and there's
honest
5
to
of you
God.
as opposed to just one.
Yeah. Have you ever been married to 4 dudes?
I
mean,
have not.
seriously.
It is on my bucket
Like,
list,
it's
but I haven't done that yet. Yeah. Hey,
You should try it sometime.
yeah.
Get a prenup.
Now here we are. We're sitting at the Grammy Museum. I mean, well, when you first started, there was no Grammy Museum. Now here we are with your own exhibit in the Grammy Museum. I mean, yeah. You've looked around, you've checked it out. What's your take on it? You know, it's got to be pretty darn surreal, exciting. Insert the word, whatever. But it's wild, you know.
When we walked in there earlier, it was just like, because we've been in tour rehearsals, getting ready for the DNA tours. So we've been like trying to call home, talk to our families, or while we're home, try to compile whatever we have in storage or that we've saved from past tours, whether it's magazines or it's wardrobe or it's, photos, videos, whatever. And to see the final product is pretty insane. Like, have you guys seen it yet? Okay.
Oh, they have?
So,
Oh, interesting.
so like for me, the coolest part, like wardrobe-wise, we were in rehearsals here in LA for the tour, and we're like opening these boxes, pulling out all this stuff, and these 5 shirts are in like exquisite condition, which is shocking since we shot the video almost 30 years ago, and they were dry. They were wet in the video. And it was just crazy. I'm like, Nick is like, dude, these are from All I Have to Give. I'm
I
like,
thought
no,
they
no, no,
were.
no. I'm like, dude,
But they were in such good condition.
I know. I'm like, dude,
There was
I was
no
wearing
way.
yellow and All I Have to Give. I'm like, mark my words, these are the Quit Playing
He
Games
did
shirts.
call that.
And
But
I
that's-
pulled it up on YouTube, and I was
But
right.
you have to understand how old those shirts are. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all in pastel. They're really ugly. But
The pastel Skittles.
how?
Yes.
I mean, like, quit playing games. When did we? That was in the very beginning when
That
we
was
first shot
old
that
as
music
dirt,
video.
man.
Yeah.
That was old
I mean,
as dirt.
what
We
year
shot
was
it
that?
96.
96.
96.
96.
It's like 84.
And we found them.
Where were they at once again? Where were they in storage at?
We
I mean,
can't
who-
tell
I'm
you
not sure.
because it's at
Well,
our rehearsal warehouse. and
It's
we
a
can't tell you.
secret location.
Oh,
it's
one of
like
those
Secret
It's
kinda like-
location in the valley.
it's like the Bat Cave,
Wow.
but it's not.
So
They were in a box. Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it sort of like, did you know did somebody go through looking for them? It was sort of like, oh
No,
my God,
we
look
just
what's
found
Total
it.
accident.
It was
wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nick and I were just going through stuff. Like we saw the surfboard from the Millennium Tour. We saw Nick and I's old custom helmets from that tour. We saw belts from, because there was 2 different opening outfits from the Millennium. There was the blade-looking intro with the buckles, and then we upped the ante and went to more of the Batman with
Latex.
the nipples and the latex and the abs. Yeah.
You remember the Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Like when Batman first came out, it was it Clooney and
Clooney had the nipples, which was just
and
that-
what's his
that's
name? So the
Chris
same
O'Donnell.
company that made that,
Yes.
it was really cool. The same company that made those suits. We went and they put us in like these paper mache body casts, and we had to stand there. And they took molds of our body. Well, guess what? Nick didn't show up. So he had to use my molds, and our shoulders are completely different. It never fit him. So if you look at Nick, because my traps slope down like this, and Nick is more squared off. So it was always Nick.
That's right.
I forgot about that.
So anyway,
Wow.
that's where the latex body
I hated
suits
my suit.
came from on
I
the
hated
second.
it.
We did
I
2
would've got
legs
more
of the US
abs.
tour. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
good
God!
stuff, man.
Hey, do you guys? I know we're running over time here, but I'll make this quick. I don't want to stop, but I guess we kind of have to. But I have to know that as this exhibit goes on for however long it goes here, do you guys plan to, if you have time, to low key surprise a few people, like just hey, let's go surprise people at the Backstreet exhibit?
I would love to, but I really want to bring my girls to see this because this is Daddy's and their uncle's history. Like this is our journey. Like they've seen videos on YouTube and this, that, and the other, but like to see something that's tangible, to see the wardrobe, to see the little thing that I was wrapped in leaving the hospital when I was born, which I never saw till today. Thanks, Mom. 41 years old, Jesus. But like, you know, to like show Brian's high school diploma, his college, like all these cool things, man. That's like, this is what Daddy does. That'd be so cool to show my kids.
And you need to get back on your daughter's good side, right? Because
yes, I do. Because I was telling JoJo earlier, since Daddy and Ava's and Lyric's uncles have been very, very busy lately. About 4 or 5 days ago, my wife sent me a text from Ava to tell Daddy to stop being a Backstreet Boy and just be my dad. She's 6. I mean, come on.
That's some
That hurts.
guilt right there.
It's still there.
she loves you.
I know.
And when you bring her here, she'll be like, "Oh, that's my dad."
That's my dad.
That's my
It's a-
pop.
I just want to say that it's an honor for us to have this exhibit here, and we want to thank the Grammy Museum
Thank you,
for
Grammy.
Absolutely.
for this honor,
True.
and all the curators and our management, everybody in our team that helped
Thank you
helped
guys
us
at CrowdSurf. Thank you guys.
track all this stuff down and put it together. Thank you guys so much. We hope you all have enjoyed looking at it, and yeah. Thank you for being here because you truly have grown up with us as well. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Your family,
Thank you very
Jojo.
much.
For
Love it.
JoJo.
JoJo N.
Oh
Listen,
man, it's my honor to be a.
Can I just say something real fast?
Yes, sir.
You know, there's, you know, when we started this journey 26 years ago, we had hoped to be a success. Okay, there's a young lady named Taylor Swift who has a same thing, Grammy exhibit, and it's been traveling the world for about 2.5 years now. So we would like to take our fans on a journey. So hopefully, maybe it won't end in September this year. Maybe it would continue on to the world because I think the world needs to see it.
I would agree. I'm sure they got, a few
yeah.
secret plans. A little, little this, little that. Man, it's been a lot of fun with you guys, and I guess my final question. We'll keep it kind of short because I'm already 3 minutes over. Bad JoJo, but what's next for Backstreet Boys? This is not the end. This is the beginning in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, I
World
mean,
tour.
We
We're
have,
doing Kimmel tomorrow
we have
night.
Kimmel.
Then we go to Vegas. We go to Vegas to put the button on
Put the
our
cap on it.
amazing Vegas residency, and then what happens?
Well,
Nick?
we're actually going to be working on a Christmas album this year.
Finally.
Really?
Yes.
We've
that's
never
very
done a
important.
Christmas album.
Have
We've
you
had
not?
a song or two, but we've never done a Christmas album. We're going to do a full-length studio Christmas album, some classics and some originals. We're working on that while we're out on the DNA World Tour, which starts in May in Portugal.
Your passports. When I was doing the plane thing back in the day, I had to get a passport. Like, hey, JoJo, you need a passport for this flight. I'm like, oh my God! So I ran to get a passport. My passport's all a little skinny thing, one stamp in it. They go to whip out their passports. It looks like a phone book. I go, poof. I'm like, oh my God, that's what it's like being a Backstreet Boy, no doubt. These guys are the best dudes ever. What you see is what you get. So happy for these guys. Honored to be here. Thank you, Grammy Museum. The
Thank you.
Backstreet Boys.
Thank you. Thank you, JoJo.
Thank you, JoJo.
Thank you.
How many
Yeah.
fingers am I holding up?
Thank all of you for coming out today. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Thank you.